Anonymous for the Voiceless, back out there with a controversial post, and this is where I need your feedback. I want to know what you think about this. I'm going to put the post up here now. Hey, it's David here at Skinny Vegan Fitness, back with another video, back with another 5-minute Friday. That's right, it's been a week already. It goes so quickly lately, I don't know where the time is going, but we're back with another 5-minute Friday where we're going to go through some of the most interesting stuff happening in the vegan and animal rights world of the last week. This week we have some controversy as usual, and I'd like to get your opinions on it. We're going to get to that later. Very excited to jump right into this video. Before we do start with the video though, you know what I'm going to ask you. I want you to do 3 things for me: like, comment, and subscribe. These 3 things really help the video and really help the channel, but cost you absolutely nothing. So if you haven't done it already, now's the time to do it. Let's put 5 minutes on the clock right now, and let's begin with the first story. The first story is just an example of bad journalism. There is this UK-based newspaper, news channel, online outlet called The Argus. They have posted a story about DxE Brighton, that's Direct Action Everywhere Brighton, saying that DxE Brighton have removed their Facebook page. They've disappeared from the internet. They are no longer. DxE has been subjected to a load of different controversies and different things, and a lot of criticism from the public and about what they do and the animal rights work they do, and especially DxE Brighton. They've faced a lot of it. Out of the rest, all of the UK, I'd say DxE Brighton has probably had the most attention. Some of their members have been on TV and stuff like that. This article, I guess, is supposed to be saying, like, look, we've shown them that they're not accepted, that they need to stop, and they stopped. Look, they deleted their page. But check this out: if you go to Facebook and you type into the Facebook search DxE Brighton, you'll see a peculiar thing happens. What actually appears on the page is anti-speciesist resistance as the #1 result. I wonder why that is. If you scroll down their page a little bit, you'll find that DxE Brighton changed their name to Anti-Speciesist Resistance, and they changed their style. They're working differently now. They're no longer working with DxE, but it's the same group of people doing activism. They haven't shut down. They haven't disappeared off Facebook. Some shoddy journalism there, and if you wrote that, you're the author of that article, come on. Do your job better. You've got one job, and that's reporting. You should probably get fired. The Canadian Cattleman magazine, it's a beef magazine. They have recently done an article based on some studies that have been done by the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. They did focus groups to find out what people wanted, what people were interested in regarding beef and beef production. Let's get into it and some of the most interesting parts of it, some of the most important parts of it. It was a focus group, okay? So they asked them some questions. They found that only 27% of the people they spoke to were familiar with how cattle, like cows, were raised. When they asked people how they felt about beef production, 40% of consumers said they saw it as positive. 35% were neutral, 25% had a negative view. That is very, very interesting. 60% of people were either neutral or negative regarding beef production and the treatment of cattle and cows. That's a big opportunity for vegans and activists to reach out to those people, to give them the real truth and not let these industries fabricate the truth and give them their industry truths. This is a lot of people that are definitely concerned about what's going on in these industries. And they found that also 60% of people stated they had concerns related to animal welfare within the beef industry. These are focus groups that were organized by the industry themselves. This is free information about how people see the beef industry when they're being asked by the beef industry. The people don't feel like they have to care because it's an activist. Like, no, they've been asked by these beef associations. So this is accurate information. This is a message for you, especially in the USA where this was done, but all over the world. This is your fuel to get out there and give people the truth. Don't let them give them their truths, because their truth in this article, they're trying to tell people like, hey, look, you don't like factory farming, you're worried about welfare? Well, go organic and humane. We've got organic, humanely raised, grass-fed, all that bull that we know is bull. Whether they're grass-fed, humane, organic, blah, 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 or they're factory farmed, we know they all go to the same slaughterhouse. We need to get out there. We need to speak to people and make them make that connection that no matter where these animals come from, they all go to the same slaughterhouse. We can just get the same nutrition, we can get the same tastes, we can get the same everything from plant-based alternatives. PETA has done some billboards and they say that tofu never caused a global pandemic. These billboards, they're not offensive. That's not offensive, all right? Maybe it's like the timing of it. I'll give you this, okay? The timing of it, like, yeah, it's a bit insensitive. It's a simple, overly simplistic message, of course, but it is a good message. It brings light to the fact that animal exploitation did cause this, and eating animals did cause this, and tofu didn't. So eat some tofu. But anyway, that's not the point I wanted to make here. The point I wanted to make here is that somebody made a comment on this, made a tweet on this. It just kind of shows us what the world is right now and how easily people are getting upset about things and how oversensitive and also how quick they are to shout the word bigot or at anyone that does anything. I'm going to read out this tweet. I've blocked out the name because I don't want to call this person out. I just want to see what you think about it. It made me laugh. So let's have a look. PETA, take down your eating tofu never caused a global pandemic billboard on the New Jersey Turnpike. Not only is it racist, it's apparently racist, by the way, okay? Not only is it racist, but it's incredibly disrespectful to everyone who has died or is fighting for their life to insinuate that it's because they ate meat. Let's take these two things apart. First of all, how in the hell is this racist? This is about the biggest stretch to try and make this racist. How is it racist to say eating tofu never caused a global pandemic? If you know, please let me know in the comments because I need to know. The second point, PETA was not insinuating that people are dying because they eat meat. What they're insinuating is, as it pretty clearly says in those billboards, eating tofu never caused this pandemic, and it's insinuating that animal products did, which is true. That's exactly what happened. So I don't see the problem with them. Anonymous for the Voiceless, back out there with a controversial post, and this is where I need your feedback. I want to know what you think about this. I'm going to put the post up here now. I'm going to read out the caption that goes with this post. Do you ever wonder how the fuck the World War II Holocaust happened? How that many people could be brainwashed into committing such atrocities? One day, future generations will be asking the exact same questions about the animal Holocaust. The similarities are striking. The use of branding, tagging and tattoos, concentration camps, factory farms, forced labor, death trucks, gas chambers, mass murder, and of course, the arbitrary discrimination behind both. To deny these similarities on the basis that it's offensive to the human victims is such a heavy irony. It is to deny the animal victims in the same way Hitler's ideology disregarded the Nazis' victims. Nazi Germany justified the genocide of Jews and other minority groups based on the same oppressive belief systems as human supremacy. All oppressions throughout history have stemmed from the absurd idea that morally irrelevant factors such as race, species, intelligence, ability, and appearance determine someone's rights. The message has always been the same: our kind is superior to theirs. End the Holocaust, be vegan. What do you think about that post and that caption? Let me know in the comments right now. How does this make you feel? What do you think about it? For me personally, what I believe about this, I believe we have to look at activism, we have to look at messages that we put out there, and we have to ask ourselves, is this right? Is this effective? A lot of the times you can be 100% right, but you're ineffective, and sometimes you see a lot of effective work, but it's not right. Is it right? Well, factually, yes. It's referring to historical facts and historical data to compare it to something that is happening in our present day. The comparison for me is absolutely valid. What they have said in that caption is valid. It's true. It's not lies, so it is right. Now we move on to, is it effective? Well, that's a tough question to answer because we can't see if this is actually turning people vegan. Like most of our activism, we can't really see the direct impact of it. We just have to gauge from what we can see. And what we can gauge, what we can see with this post, we can see the analytics. We can see how many people this post reached. Is it being shared? Is it being saved? Is it causing discussions? Are people being exposed to an animal rights message? Are they being shaken? Is it rocking the boat? I would say that's about the closest we can get to effectiveness when it comes to online activism. Does it cut through the bullshit? Does it make people snap and go, oh my God, this has hit me so hard that I have to say something? We can see that it has over 6,000 likes, almost 6,500 likes. We can also see that it has hundreds of comments. I have a friend who works with AV social media, and they also sent me some extra statistics. It has been shared over 700 times, it has been saved over 700 times, and it's only been about 15 hours since it was posted, and it has reached almost 50,000 people. I would say ultimately, based on those things, that it has been effective because it's cut through the bullshit. It's got to people are sharing it, people are commenting, there's big discussions in the comments from both vegans and non-vegans. Therefore, it is right and it is effective in terms of what you want when you post something on social media. It has been effective. It is human supremacist or speciesist behavior to find a problem with this just because we shouldn't compare humans to non-humans. That's what I have to say on that. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let's have a talk about it. Finally, we're on to the last story, and this is about Mike Tyson. If you don't know Mike Tyson, he's a heavyweight boxer, used to be a good heavyweight boxer. He was really famous, still is really famous. I'm guessing you know Mike Tyson. Well known for a lot of things, some not so good, some pretty good. Yeah, he's got a colorful past, let's say. He is known as one of the, manly men. He's very big guy, he's very aggressive and doesn't hold his punches when he speaks. That's a good pun, but he's definitely a role model for a lot of men who are boxers and men's men, manly men, raw muscles, all that kind of stuff. He is now in one of the best shapes he's ever been in, apparently. He's saying he's in one of the best shapes of his life. He's changed his whole life around. He's putting a lot of that down to his plant plant-based diet. Yes, he switched to a plant-based diet and it's really helped him get his life back on track. Let me just quote him and read out what he said about his plant-based diet. "I was so congested from all the drugs and bad cocaine, I could hardly breathe. I had high blood pressure, I was almost dying, I had arthritis. Turning vegan helped me eliminate all those problems in my life. I'm in the best shape ever." That's some powerful stuff. Even his trainer said something similar, said he has the same power as a guy who's 21 to 22 years old. The power is on a different level. This is pretty cool, right? And Tyson is claiming this is all down to his plant-based diet. I hope he's vegan. Is he vegan or is he not vegan? If you know, please let me know. I did research this, but I couldn't find anything that said like if he is like actually vegan or if he's only eating plant-based or if he's not eating plant-based the whole time. I actually don't know. All I know is that he's come out and he's spoken out and said, "I am so fit and healthy and I turned my life around, and a big part of that was the plant-based diet." That is influential. He's influencing a lot of people that me and you could never reach. Big meatheads, these muscle guys that are gonna look up to him and be like, wow, like this is the guy, you know, they wanna be like him. And he's saying, well, I've been eating plants and that's really helped me out. I just really, really hope that he is a vegan. That brings us to the end of this week's 5-Minute Friday. If you have any stories that you want me to cover in the next week, you've gotta send them to me, right? Send them to my email address. It's skinnyveganfit@gmail.com. If they're good stories, if they're good articles, and they're interesting, exciting, entertaining, whatever, related to animal rights and veganism, send them over to me. I'll check them out. I'll read up, I'll do the research, and I'll put them in the next video. And guess what? I'll even tag you. I'll even put your name on the video and thank you for it. You can't get more fair than that. Before you leave, you know what I'm going to ask you right now? I ask you every single week. I know some of you aren't subscribed. I know some of you aren't liking. And I definitely know some of you aren't commenting. Come on, do this. It helps me out. It costs you nothing. It really helps me out. Helps out the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. But don't leave before you do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.